A tree. A simple poplar tree nearly started World War III. In 1976, the U.S. sent chainsaws, attack helicopters, and nuclear-capable bombers into the most dangerous border on Earth to cut it down. This is the absurd, terrifying, and true story of Operation Paul Bunyan. Right in the middle stood a tall poplar tree, blocking the line of sight between a UN checkpoint and a South Korean guard post. That blind spot? Deadly. So one hot August morning, US and South Korean soldiers grabbed axes and went to trim it. They thought it would take minutes. Instead, it took lives. As they worked, North Korean soldiers appeared. At the front, LT Pak Chul, known to UN troops as the Madman. He shouted, "Stop cutting. The tree is ours." The Americans ignored him. Suddenly, the North Koreans attacked, swinging clubs and axes. In the chaos, Captain Arthur Boniface and First Lieutenant Mark Barrett were beaten to death. The attackers fled, leaving the DMZ soaked in blood. News hit Washington like a thunderclap. President Gerald Ford faced a choice: strike back with force, or risk looking weak. The Pentagon came up with a plan so bold it sounded like a movie. Return to the DMZ, cut the entire tree down, but do it with an overwhelming show of military power, so massive that the other side wouldn't dare stop them. The mission name: Operation Paul Bunyan. August 21st, 1976, just 3 days later. 23 vehicles rolled into the DMZ. Inside, armed troops, South Korean special forces in martial arts uniforms, and engineers gripping roaring chainsaws. Above them, attack helicopters hovered. On the horizon, B-52 bombers flew low, flanked by F-4 Phantom jets. Artillery was locked on the border. Every soldier knew, if the North Koreans made a move, war could explode in seconds. The chainsaws bit into the poplar. North Korean troops gathered, weapons ready. Minutes dragged like hours. Would they attack? Would this tree be the spark for World War III? Then, just as suddenly as it began, the show of force ended. The tree crashed to the ground. Not a single shot fired. Mission complete. Tensions eased, but the standoff continued. For 2 more weeks, the U.S. kept a military presence in the DMZ, then pulled out, leaving the fallen tree as a warning and a message. Cutting a tree to spite the face of war. Sometimes in the world's most dangerous places, even cutting a tree can be an act of war. And sometimes only an act of war can stop an act of war. That's all for now. See you next time!